Well, coming up Tuesday, Farm Bureau Live at Virginia Beach, along with Slightly Stupid, is 311. I'm speaking with the bass player from 311. It's Peanut. How's it going this afternoon?
Very good. I'm one of those bass players that gets allowed to speak.
Yeah, it's not too often the bass player gets to do the interview, but they let you speak. You guys, I've been following you guys since the 90s and from my college days and everything, and you guys always to me seem like the ultimate. I don't want to categorize you, but if I was in a frat in college, you'd be the band I'd want to come play in my frat.
Nice. That means you would demand to have a good time and hopefully not cause too much trouble, but still raise the heartbeat level and and all that comes along with that. So I'll take that as a big compliment. We actually had a couple of frat parties that we played that were just kind of comedy because they got a little out of hand because there's too many people and the structure wasn't made to have that many people, and we avoided tragedy, but had a really, really good time.
Well, that's when I've seen you guys in concert a few times, and it just always seems like a big party. Like you guys are having so much fun on stage.
Yeah, it's a dream come true, and we're really thankful, of course, to our fans and our families for allowing us to continue this dream. And it is just too much fun not to get kind of caught up in it and swept up in it up on stage while we're making it happen. It's hopefully it's infectious and it bleeds out into the crowd.
Well, you guys are getting close to 20 years of being on the road and putting out albums and
22 years together, and 20 years on the road now.
That's amazing.
We were in Omaha for the first couple of years.
Now, you guys have been doing a lot of the summer tours, and you guys hit the Hampton Roads area a lot, and you always bring somebody new with you. I remember you had the Offspring with you at Sublime last year, and this year you got Slightly Stupid. Are you guys choosing who you get to perform with, or how's that working out for you guys on the road?
Yeah, and there's always a short list of bands that are kind of available, and if they have a new album coming out, like Slightly has a new album coming out very soon, if not Tuesday. That's a bonus. So it's just trying to find out who's which friends are in which bands and if they're available and if they want to come out with us.
Well, it's definitely a party. How long has this current tour been going on?
This tour has been going on for about 2 weeks now. So we're just really kind of in that, not comfort zone, but everything's moving along. There's a routine to it, and we're on the menu is everyone's face. we're gonna deliver as hard as we can, and it's all working towards that. Every little piece in the cog works towards that every day. It's fun to be on tour.
Now, when you guys put together a set list, do you look at some of the newer albums? Do you go back to some of the favorites from the 90s, or what are you guys choosing from the material that you guys play in concert?
Well, it's always going to be a combination of everything. Hopefully, since there's all kinds of different kinds of 311 fans and all kinds of different kinds of music fans, we like. When we're writing and recording, we always want it to be as timeless as possible, but we know there was something different going on in the 90s and in the 2000s and now in the to-be teens. It's good to show all the different eras of the band. I mean, most bands don't last a fifth as long as we've lasted, and we've got 10 albums to span the kind of emotional arc and the maturity growth there with.
Yeah, and you guys have definitely had
for the ride. It's a beautiful thing.
Yeah, you guys have definitely had the growth along the way. I remember when the second album, if I apologize to get him out of word, but I remember the Transistor album coming out with Prisoner and Beautiful Disaster, and how that was even a change from the first album. And you guys in the last couple of years with the Amber and you guys got a lot of play with that Cure song as well that you guys covered.
Sure. It's good to pay back to your heroes. It was nice being able to pay Robert Smith's bills for at least a week or so.
I thought you guys kind of got hosed though when it came to American Idol, and that Blake kid covered your songs, and you guys didn't get the credit because you guys did such a great arrangement of that. And then they're all, and Paula's loving that kid's arrangement of that song, and you guys get no love. I thought, did you guys see when that happened, or you guys? I mean, have you guys even watched Idol? But That one kid was a huge fan of you guys.
There's idol watchers in the band, much to my confusion. But yeah, I mean, Blake's actually really cool. We've talked with him. He's a huge fan, of course, and it's. I mean, that was the biggest thing that we've had on TV, barring some some bumper on some commercial or going in and out from some announcer to a sports program playing our song, which is always a thrill too. I mean, the thing for us has always been, this is going to be a live band. I mean, one of the first meetings we ever had with our first label, Capricorn, they sat us down and they were like, "This is a live band. You're gonna, pretty much you're gonna live and die on the road, and the better the show is, the more you concentrate on that, the better the career you're gonna have." And I think that's really stuck with us for 20 years, and it's good to be reminded of it every summer because that's what we focus on.
And you guys coming from the Midwest, what were your influences? I mean, was it American rock or was it something British? I mean, for you guys coming on the scene, were kind of alternative was kind of around at the time and coming out of the 80s. And what influenced you guys?
Yeah, I mean, the funny thing is you'd get such a different answer out of each one of us, and then you'd hopefully contemplate how the hell we stay together because we're so different. But maybe that's one of the reasons why, is because we do have kind of a good command on our own individuality, and we'd all say different things, but I mean, the British songwriting from the 60s and the British metal and everything over there that was influenced by American blues and country that got refined in Europe and then spit back at us in kind of a better way with Zeppelin and Maiden and all these unbelievable bands. And then, of course, American rock has been beating us upside the head for our whole lives, growing up when we did. And I think it's a magical time. I don't know what the real definition of the music that's going on now, but if you're a live music fan, there's really no, I mean, there's probably a better time to be alive, but it's a good time to be a music lover that loves being outside and seeing their bands perform, because there's only more festivals, there's only more summer tours, and it's a really good way to kind of break out of the norm and get your face off of the news, especially when the news is covered with such bad stuff today.
Speaking with Peanut from 311, performing this Tuesday at Farm Bureau Live at Virginia Beach, along with Slightly Stupid. And speaking of the bands, contemporary bands, and I guess trying to classify the kind of music going out there right now, is there anybody that you're listening to that is new that you're kind of keeping an eye on? Maybe a future touring partner?
Well, I've always loved Tenacious D, and I think their new album is probably the album of the year for me, which I know is kind of a strange choice and won't really. I've never been a popular, trying to win popularity contest with my choices in art, but the new Tenacious D album is just magnificent. It just kind of shows that there is still freedom in the world, and how people with humor and passion can make a great rockin' album. It's just it's a beautiful thing.
I need to check that one out. I want to call them music geeks, but they definitely seem to be into what they're doing. I guess passion is the right word.
Yeah, they're like totally full commitment. Like, love them or hate them, you got to kind of appreciate how hard they come at you. And I've always thought that more humor in music, from like They Might Be Giants and Ween. Like, Ween's my most favoritist band, and the fact that they were around as long as they were is really a cool thing. Big testament to live touring music that they were able to survive for as long as they did. So it's a beautiful thing. So quit your job and play music.
Go pick up an instrument somewhere. So with anybody with peanut allergies, we're still allowed to see your show on Tuesday, right? Not going to be any issues?
No, I don't think so.
All right, just wanted to check. Somebody wanted me to ask you that question. I'm sorry, Peanut, if you've never heard that one before. Looking forward to seeing you on Tuesday in concert on stage. And what can we expect for, what do you guys got, like a 2-hour set?
It's usually a little bit less than that. We figure after two bands before us that about an hour 45 is a good running time, but it can run over a little bit. Depending on how long my solo is or the drum solo is, and if the crowd kind of demands it, we're always ready to to give a little bit more. But usually we leave people a little sweaty and a little exhausted and kind of walking around in circles. So we figure we wear them out.
We'll be ready for you Tuesday night, Virginia Beach. Thanks, Peanut. Appreciate it. We'll see you 311 Slightly Stupid Farm Your Life at Virginia Beach Tuesday, July 24th.
Woo!